All right, 96 degrees today and tied a record high at the airport. And I was showing you a bunch of other spots, not just the Kenner Airport, but other locations that did hit 96. Other locations did not quite get to their record highs for today. And like I was pointing out, tomorrow the record high for tomorrow's date is 99. So I don't think we'll get there. But today we did tie that record high set in 2009. And our low this morning was 81 degrees at the airport and mainly around 80 in other spots. So we didn't really cool down that much last night. I think we may brush the upper 70s tonight, but we're still pretty steamy at 86 degrees. Current temperatures 70s north because we did have some rain moving in north of the lake particularly, but some spotty rain south earlier. And then our feels like temperature still stuck in the middle 90s, even at 10:20. Our wake up forecast for tomorrow, again, very briefly, we'll probably touch these upper 70s and then we'll take off through the 80s with our high tomorrow. I have near 94. A lot depends on the spotty showers and storms. Our rain chance is about 30% tomorrow, which is close to average. Average in the summer is about 30 or 40% in the afternoon. So as we move through tonight, everything stays pretty quiet. This is by noon tomorrow. We're seeing a couple of showers begin to pop. And then this is by 2, 3 p.m. and on toward 5 and 6 p.m. So some of us will get rain and it'll help out a little bit with the heat. Not sure if it will be quite early enough to prevent us from getting into the 93, 94 degree range. But some of us, I think, will eventually get some of that help from the rain. 2 p.m. on Tuesday, you can see still more showers and a few storms. And then this is 6 p.m. on Tuesday. So you can see a rain chance staying near 30%. Models actually have a little less on Wednesday. I think it'll be similar, though, about 20, 30%. And our focus this week is our upper high that is building and strengthening, a really strong one out to the northeast. So a lot of heat coming for the East Coast and northeast cities all the way through the end of the week. It looks like that high will be hovering near us, but notice it's not right over our part of the Gulf Coast. It's off to the northeast. So we'll be under the influence of it somewhat, but we should be able to see at least a little bit of spotty or scattered rain form up in the afternoons underneath that high. But you can see all the excessive heat warnings and watches going on. Actually, most of these are heat advisories at the moment, it looks like, but it's gearing up to be a really hot week. For example, the next couple of days bring some of these big East Coast cities up to about triple digits, a couple spots even looking for 101s and 102s like around Washington, D.C. and Boston. Tropical outlook, everything quiet expected for the next 7 days. There's nothing really happening at this point. You can see the familiar trail of a few waves moving across the Atlantic, but we're not thinking any of those will develop. And you can see some general moisture over in the Caribbean, but we're not expecting that to develop either. We do still have some Saharan dust, and we're not really looking for a whole lot of action in the Atlantic basin heading into the next week plus. So models have been keeping everything quiet even into early July. Watch everything just in case, but we're looking good on that front, at least with no named storms at this point. We're still looking for that first named storm, which would be Andrea. 7-day forecast shows the high temperatures hovering, I think, a little above normal as we get into this work week. Our average high right now is 91 at this point in late June. So we'll be a little above that, I think, most days, unless we get one of those showers or storms form up a little bit early and maybe cut off your temperature before it gets quite to that point. But in any case, I think it will be hot, very humid with that feels like temperature up to 105 or so, and mainly upper 70s to about 80 for the morning lows. Rain chances again about 20-30% all the way through the end of the week, and next weekend it looks similar. Really no big changes on the horizon as we switch over eventually into the month of July.